Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book Networking Like a Pro and creator of the popular program How to Get Higher Paying Coaching Clients Without Being Pushy. And I gotta tell you, I don't know if you saw this video. Helen Pritchard did a great job. She did a video probably a few days ago talking about how she had gone out to a conference and was a little disappointed because it turned into a pitch fest. And I was like, boy, you know what? That is absolutely right. And Helen was making the point that, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go back and do that. But Helen was making the point, she's like, listen, I don't have a problem with people having, making money. I don't have a problem with people, getting stuff sold and getting clients on and what like that. But it's like, gosh, does it have to be this pitch fest to do that? And it got me thinking, because I was like, I do a lot of speaking. I'm actually going to be going out later on during the week. I'm going to be speaking at a conference in Missouri. Columbia, actually, Missouri, here in the United States, which is, if you don't know, it's on the kind of in the middle and on the west part of the Mississippi. And, it's interesting because I get a lot of my business from speaking. I do a lot of stuff online, I do a lot of content, and I get to do a lot of speaking. And for me, where I think we got into trouble? I think that where people got into trouble was, it used to be you would go out and speak and you would give value and the clients would come as a result of the value that was given, right? So you would go out, you would speak, you would give good value, and people would be like, oh yeah, you know what? I want to be able to work with this person because they've got good value and that sounds like something's good. And like I said, the focus for the speaker was giving the good value. The client was the benefit. Now, it's almost like there's a whole generation of speakers where the focus is not on the value. The focus is on getting the client. So they'll sure give you maybe like one or two things, but then they're, like Helen said, and I don't want to speak for her, but I mean, she said this on her video, 20 minutes of maybe some content and then another 20 minutes of like a pitch to buy my stuff. And, I totally get that. So if you're getting out there and speaking, or you're thinking about it, let me give you some ideas on what I do. It's kind of like, how do you be able to get clients as a coach, right? What can you do as a coach to get clients from speaking engagements without being pushy or salesy, which, as you know, is a big part of my game, not being pushy or salesy. All right, first thing is you want to make sure that you actually give good stuff, okay? So let's say it's a half-hour presentation or even an hour, but a half hour just for conversation. You want to make sure you got 3 points that you got, 3 to 5 points that you are absolutely going to nail. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, that makes it, and if you have to write it down, fine. Put it on a note card, fine. But make sure that you do that. That's point number one. Point number two is you need to make sure that you include some stories in there. Because if you don't, what will happen is you'll wind up over teaching. You'll be so focused on not selling that you'll over teach and give away too much. And if they're not paying you to be there, which, sometimes happens to me or whatever as well, that can be a problem. So make sure that you have your 3 to 5 points and make sure that you have 2 or 3 stories that really illustrates and gives examples so people can really obviously connect and resonate with you on that. And then point number 3, you'll notice this is real easy. Point number 3, have a call to action. I don't have a problem with making an offer. Just make sure that when you're making that offer, it is something that, some people are like, well, it should only be 10% or 5% of your total time. I mean, listen, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Whatever. It shouldn't be 20 minutes. But if you're going to make an offer, one of the things that I do, go strong with it. One of the things that I do is I actually really seamlessly integrate my offer with my presentation. So what I don't do is say, and in closing, I want to sell you a bunch of stuff. Here's all my stuff. I don't do that. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Instead, what I do is I'll be talking, I'll be teaching, and here's my transition. I'll say, and to be honest with you, for me, I'm a big learner. I do a lot of learning online. I do a lot of learning on audio. I like to listen to it when I'm in the car. And that's why, for me, we've got some resources that might be able to help you out. You can take a look, and I'm going right into my stuff. Right? See how I transition that? For me, I'm a big learner. I like to do a lot of stuff online or in audio. And if that's like, and if this sounds like something that you'd like to look at, or if that's what you're like, we've got some resources here and this is what I say, we have some resources here that you might want to consider. And bing, bang, boom. All right. So that's how you can do that. You want to make sure that you have 3 to 5 points. that's your content. You want to make sure that you have some stories that illustrate the points. That's obviously to make sure you don't overteach. And then last but not least, you want to make a clear, firm offer so that people understand where it is you're coming from, but do so in a way that neatly and seamlessly integrates with what it is you're trying to do. And I'm telling you, you will be wildly successful with that. All right. So anyway, Helen, thank you so much for giving me that idea and just kind of talking a little bit about that. I've thought about that a little bit, but you kind of were like, you got me going on that. I really appreciate it. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to take Helen's course, LinkedIn, I got to tell you, you might want to consider it. I've done it. Did it, I don't know, a few months ago. It was a while back. And it was awesome. It was awesome. So you might want to do that as well. You can also swing by our Facebook group. We've got a free Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com, put in how to get higher paying coaching clients. Just type that into your search bar. Bing, bang, boom. We will get you set up, get you in, and get you on your way. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard saying so long, take care, and thanks so much for your time.